Now we're going to use the derivative in problem solving. So this is our problem. A ball is shot straight up from a building. Its height in meters from the ground at any time t in seconds is given by the formula s of t is equal to 4t plus 35t minus 5t squared. Find A, the height of the building, B, the time when the ball hits the ground, and C, the average velocity on the interval 1 to 2, and the instantaneous velocity at t, which is equal to 1. So based on the drawing, so this is the ball. It is being thrown from the top of the building and goes down. So the formula for it is to find the height. The formula is s of t is equal to 4t plus 35t minus 5t squared. So s stands for the height, while t is for the number of seconds. So the first one, we're going to solve for the height of the building. The height of the building, we're going to know the height of the building is kasi 'di ba at the start of yung pagtapon pa lang, it's doon yun malalaman mo yung height ng building kasi dito pa lang pagtapon pa lang as the start, yun siya ang height ng building. Kung gaano kataas ang bola, yun siya ang height ng building at the start. So, ibig sabihin yan, the time is 0. So, we're going to solve for s when t is equal to 0. So, s of t is equal to 40 plus 35t minus 5t squared. So, we're going to solve for s of 0. So, s of 0, 40 plus 35. Ibig sabihin ng s of 0, ang t magiging 0. 5, 0 squared. Again, bakit t is equal to 0? Because at the start, yung gaano kataas ang bola is yung ganun rin kataas yung height ng building. Kung gaano kataas ang bola from the ground is the height of the building. So s of 0 is equal to 40 plus 35 times 0 is 0 minus 5 times 0 squared is 0 times 0 is 0 times 0 is 0. So s of 0 is equal to 40. Ibig sabihin, the height of the building is 40 meters. Ganyan kataas ang building, 40 meters. Letter B. Let's find the time when the ball hits the ground. So when the ball hits the ground, so sa palagay mo, what is the given when the ball hits the ground? Is it the time, or is it the height, or the time? We are looking for the time. So letter B, we're looking for the time. When the height is equal to, gaano kataas ang bola dito? From the ground, it's 0. So ibig sabihin, s is equal to 0 or s of t is equal to 0. Ibig sabihin yan, itong, let's copy first, 40 plus 35t minus 5t squared. Itong s of t magiging 0. 0 is equal to 40 plus 35t minus 5t squared. Or, let's rearrange this so that it would be easier. So i-transpose natin doon sa kabila para mas madali siyang tingnan. Ang negative magiging positive. Or you could solve actually from here, but let's arrange this so that it could be easy. You could start factoring. Ang positive magiging negative. Ang positive magiging negative is equal to 0. 0, kahit ilipat mo, it's still because it doesn't have any sign. So, next thing we're going to do is solve natin yung t. How are we going to solve t? You could use quadratic equation or quadratic formula. The x is equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, so on and so forth. Or if we could do factoring, let's do factoring because it is easier. So 5t times t. So negative ang 40, so is probably negative rin ang ating mas malaking number is a negative. So 40 is 8 times 5. So 8 times 5, so let's have 5 in here and then 8 in here. So kapag i-times mo yan, 5t, times mo rin to, that's 40t. So Di ba, mas malaki dapat ang negative. So, dito ang negative, dito ang positive. Kasi 5 times t, negative 5 times t positive. So, plus mo yan, negative 35t. So, this is the factored form of this equation. So, kasi factored form siya, so, let's solve for t per factor is equal to 0. Equate mo to sa 0. Itong t minus 8, equate mo rin sa 0. So, for this one, ilipat ang 5 sa kabila. Positive, magiging negative. Divide both sides by 5. 5t is equal to negative 1. So, t is equal to negative 1. t minus 8 is equal to, t is equal to, ilipat mo, magiging positive 8. So, there are two t's. So, what are we going to do? We're going to choose one which is appropriate. So, saan dito ang mas appropriate? So, it's the t is equal to 8. Bakit t is equal to 8? Is because it's positive. Because there's no negative time. So, it's only positive time, which is 8. So, ibig sabihin yan, after 8 seconds, yung bola, it will reach the ground. So, throw it. After 8 seconds, it will reach the ground. So, next, letter C. We're going to answer letter C. We're going to find the average velocity on the interval 1, 2. So to find the average velocity on the interval 1, 2, this is the formula that we're going to do. Is ST final minus ST initial over T final minus T initial. So there are many things that we're going to do. We're going to solve for S of t and ST final and ST initial. So what we're going to do here is first one substitute, diba? The interval is 1, 2. So ibig sabihin nito, this is the t final. Ito siya ang time initial. So initial siya kasi it's the start, ito final siya kasi it's the end. So t final. Again, this is t final. Itong kadalawa, itong nauna siyang t initial. So this would become s t final is s of 2 minus s t initial is 1 over anong t final, that's 2 minus t initial is 1. So how would we know that what is s of 2? To solve that, we're going to solve it like this. S of 2 is equal to the formula, or the equation is this one, 40 plus 35. So 40 plus 35, ang t magiging 2. Very good. 5, 2 squared is equal to, if you have calculator, it's easier if you use calculator, but we don't have calculator here. So 35 times 2 is 70 minus 2 times 2. 2 squared is 2 times 2. 4 times 5 is 20. So 40 plus 70, 100. 10 minus 20, that's 90. So 90. So S of 2 is 90. S of 1 is equal to 40 plus 35 times 1 minus 5, 1 squared. That's S1. So 40 plus 35 times 1, 35 minus 5 times 1, because 1 squared is 1, 1 times 1 is 1, times 5, 5. So 40 plus 35, that's 75, minus 5, that's 70. So we get already S of 2, which is 90, S of 1, which is 70. So S of 2, 90, minus S of 1, 70, over 2 minus 1. So 90 minus 70 is 20 over 1, which is equal to 20. So at the interval 1 second to 2 seconds, 1 second to 2 seconds, ang average na velocity is 20. Next. Sorry if you did not see that, but it's 90 minus 70 is equal to 20. 2 minus 1 is 1, which is equal to 20. Next, the instantaneous velocity. So we're going to solve for the instantaneous velocity at t is equal to 1. There's also a formula for it, and that is the derivative of the formula. So we're going to solve the derivative of the formula for the instantaneous velocity. So the instantaneous velocity is, what's the velocity at time is equal to 1? What's the velocity at t in 1 second? So s of t, what is t? Here is t sub 0 is equal to 1. Because it's the given in the problem, t is equal to 1. So t sub 0 is equal to 1. So s of 1 is equal to limit as x approaches to, this is t sub 0, so 1, s of 1 or s of t minus s of 1 over t minus 1. So again, we're going to solve for s of 1, but we have solved that already. It's 70. So ang gagawin natin ganito. So copy s of t or limit x approaches to 1. S of t is 4t yung formula. This is getting derivative. I hope you did not forget. Minus s of 1. We have get that already. So that's 70 over t minus 1. So limit x approaches to 1. We'll have to start with this one. Arrange natin in standard form. So mauna itong negative 5t squared minus or plus 35t minus 70 minus 40, that's 30. Negative 30 is negative 70 plus 40, or 40 minus 70 is negative 30, t minus 1. So after that, you simplify. Ito siyang rational expression. So to simplify, i-factor natin yung sa taas. It's negative 5t at saka t, itong negative 30 or negative 30 natin dito, positive or positive 1. So we'll have that. So kapag ganyan, negative, positive, so I don't think that's the correct answer. So let's change this. Ito magiging positive, ito magiging negative. Or sorry to erase that. Let's rewrite it. T minus 1. So kung if that is the answer, negative 5t plus 30, t minus 1, kasi negative siya, so minus 1 na lang. So t minus 1. So 30 times t, 30t, negative times negative, positive 5t plus 35. So we get the correct answer. This is the factored form. So pwede natin makancel. So ang natira na lang is limit as x approaches to 1 of negative 5t plus 30. So to solve that, ang t gawin natin 1. Bakit x? Sorry. As x approaches to 1, is that really x? It should be t. Sorry for that. Sorry. It's dirty already. So in this one, negative 5, 1 plus 30 is equal to, it's equal to negative 5 plus 30, which is equal to 25. So ibig sabihin, ang velocity at t is equal to 1, or in 1 second, it's 25 meters per second. So that's the velocity when time is equal to t.